Hello everybody, and welcome to the first lesson of the course which finally took a name as a full guide for visualization of a story. In the following weeks we are going to unbrick every step and side of visualizing imagined worlds. And it doesn't matter if you are a creator of your own personal story or you're an art director for someone's project. New worlds are always new worlds. I myself am passionate about creating new universes for clients or as my personal projects. Both sides are very interesting. So here we are going to understand the ways of visualizing imagined worlds, how to make those huge, complicated things whole, interesting, and make them actually real, no matter how fantastic or wild those worlds are. It's not about how to paint on your canvas, but what to paint, what visualize, and the best ways to do it. In the end of this course, we'll get a steady base of a world where our story will be able to develop, live, and bloom. Everybody begins their courses from some smart life story. So let me tell you a short story of my own. When I was little, I thought my mother was the god of cooking. She could cook whatever you imagined, whatever she imagined. During summer holidays, she could make a new cake every week, and they all disappeared in one day, maybe two. And every few days, we've got completely new soup. Watching her making those delicious things was like magic, a bit of this, a bit of that, and voila. One summer, I think I didn't know what a school is in that year. I was a very small kid. Our family spent time in our country house. I watched my mother's magic and decided to do the same. I took my toy cup and started. I picked up beautiful wild flowers and red petals from mother's precious roses and put them into the cup. I found interesting mushrooms in the small forest nearby, and they followed the flowers, the same as a spoon of delicious soup from lunch, into the cup, and a piece of fantastic strawberry cake with soft, feathery cream. Here it goes, following the soup into the same cup. I gathered all the tasty, beautiful, and interesting pieces I could find and put them into the cup hidden under my bed. After a few days, the smell made my parents get interested, and they threw away my magic soup. Of course they did. But after that, my mother taught me the basics of cooking, that thrown together in a pot everything I like doesn't make it a tasty dish. I must know the value and meaning of each item and measure the required amount. Cakes are made from one foodstuff, but soups require another. To change the taste of the dish, I must know what every ingredient does. If we add a bit more sugar into the tea, it will become more sweet. But if we add a piece of pepper, it will become more spicy. In result, both ways, in fact, are very delicious, but they are different. To tell the truth, I never became a great lover of cooking, and my mother is still the god of cakes beyond my reach. But this was a very important lesson. I worked for a lot of companies, for very different projects, from games to movies and animations, with different styles, genres, and ideas. And also, I've seen the moment of birth of a lot of stories, those that have never seen the world in the end, and those that have met success. And I found the rule, which I was taught many years ago, is quite suited to everything in this world. A collection of beautiful pieces doesn't make a nice picture. The work of artists and writers of the stories, in a certain way, is to look at the world, leave out everything that isn't part of the story, and then examine very, very carefully what remains. But it was all nice, beautiful words. Let's move into some more concrete topics. First, let's clear up the actual meaning of visualization of a world. Like a good concept art, it's a picture, a very complicated, big picture which works for a story, that supports it, shows it, and expands even beyond the actual written story. When some random new project appears in the plans of some studio, the first person to appear for visualization is not an artist, but an art director. The artist is a person who is responsible for visualizing a particular thing or character or place, but the art director is responsible for visualization of the whole story. For the one particular picture painted by an artist was seen as part of the story. And when we are making our personal projects, we are the art directors too. It doesn't matter in what shape people want to share their story. Book, comics, or animation, every creator makes their own storage of materials that helps to develop the idea and come from point 1 or chapter season 1 to the point the end. So we are the creators of our new fantasy world, as it's at that moment only real in our mind. And we are the art directors of it, which means we need to build our storage and fulfill it with valuable materials and organize in the way it would actually work and help us to create the story. For organization, I usually use Miro, but you can use something else if it's convenient to you. I really love Miro tools and I highly recommend them, as this stuff helps me to create worlds for a lot of years now. Miro is a completely free, huge visual board, and I like it because I can put here whatever I want: images, links, texts, make charts, add arrows, change everything quickly, and also, as it's online, use on different devices wherever I am. As you see, I use it not only for projects, but for management, tasks, scheduling, and studies as well. Yeah, I'm a fan of Miro boards. Also, it's very convenient to collect images here. For example, during my research, I just make screenshots everywhere: ArtStation, Instagram, movie, and I put them all here in one place, in order and place I need. And then I think, this one is a pretty good ref. I need more ideas from this artist. And to understand where this stuff came from, I just open the hidden information and voila, the name of the artist's account, where I can look for some other cool pictures of cool sun and light. Everything's saved in one place with easy access. Don't worry, all this didn't appear in one day. But from this point, this board is the storage and the map and the library of a new world. We need to build our own complicated nets of images and notes, and if we just put everything we like in one chunk, it won't visualize anything except our preferences and tastes. So let's move slowly and steadily.